Hey, what's up guys? So you know it's best here. It is that time of the year again. It's iOS time and Apple has officially shown off iOS 10 at WWDC. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite features from the new upcoming OS and some of the features that you may be more interested in looking forward to. I'm going to cover all of those in this video, so sit back, relax. Definitely leave a comment down below about anything you see and let me know your thoughts about it. So let's go to get started and see what Apple is bringing to iOS with iOS 10. Now, one of the first things that you'll notice when you pick up a phone running iOS 10 for the first time is that the display will go ahead and turn itself on. And now one of the things that we're showing here is that you see one of the new rich notifications that I can do a 3D touch in. And so once I do that, I get more information and more options to be able to do certain things. Of course, this is going to depend on what type of notification you open. So if you open up a text message, you'll actually be able to respond to that text message and actually continue the conversation from the lock screen itself. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And if you wanted to get to the camera now from the lock screen, that is a little bit different. You slide over from the right hand side, if I don't stop failing, and you slide over from the right hand side, boom, you'll be able to take your picture. If you want to get out of that, just press the home button. And then if you slide over from the left hand side, you'll be able to access all the new widgets. So these widgets show a lot more information. They're a lot more rich, just like the notification I just showed you, and they have a lot more functionality. And one of the things that they showed in the keynote was that the ESPN application will be updated, so its widget will be able to actually show you live video once you were able to do a 3D touch on it. So these widgets are only getting better. Again, they show you a lot more information at a glance now. And so these widgets are accessible from the lock screen. You just have a lot more information to get at. Now I'm going to go ahead and get inside the phone itself. We'll take a look at the home screen. And one of the things I'm going to show you now is that when you slide up from the bottom, you'll notice that a couple things are different. One is that the playback controls are actually not at this main panel anymore. It has its own section now for music. So this definitely helps to unclutter a lot of stuff that was on this one panel itself. And you still have all those options that you'll come to used to, like the AirPlay mode and AirDrop and to control your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and all of that. But in order to control music, you have these nice big buttons that you can do and you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the wrong thing. But then also too, that I didn't notice this before, but once you do a 3D touch on the flashlight, you'll actually be able to have 3 different options. So low intensity, medium intensity, and high intensity. So this depends on what you're trying to look for in the dark, which one of these modes you want to go through, but that's a really nice touch to have. So 3D touch as a whole is just better. So if I do a 3D touch on the weather application, I'll actually get some information that I'm probably going to be looking for, whether it's going to be raining or not, and the temperature, and also have options to go to directly a city that will open up in the app itself and go and show me all that information for that particular weather in that city. So again, these notifications will just give you a lot more information at the beginning. So if I press on this calendar, I'll be able to see my next events that are going to be coming up that I need to be worried about. So 3D touch is definitely what it should have been when it first launched, but Apple's coming around to it and making it better. And another example right here will be the news application, where I'll be able to see the most recent relevant story that I may be interested in taking a look at. Now let's go and slide down the notification center and take a look at how the notifications look. Well, they look very similar to the ones that I just showed you on the lock screen, but you'll be able to do a 3D touch and be able to see more information about these particular notifications. And then you have options like I can share for this particular one, or I can close that out. And you can also have this X button here. You can go ahead and clear out all the notifications for a particular day. And then it'll just go to that day before and have you take a look at those different notifications. All right, so let's go ahead and slide out of this and take a look at what is new inside of Photos. Now, the first thing I'm gonna show you is called Memories, and this is basically iOS taking the best pictures and photos for a particular time period and making a video out of it by adding music, adding different transitions. And so you see here, I have different memories for different time periods throughout this year and different locations. Then we're gonna try best of the last 3 months, hit play and see what we have. He was pretty drunk. And so you can see the video was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see those memories automatically put together for you. And then you also have different options where you can edit it. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer if you wanted to. And also you can change up the mood to make it sentimental, to make it a little bit more chill, or to make it happy if you wanted to. And this will go ahead and also change out the font for the title. And then you can edit it a little bit more. So you can hit this button, you'll be able to change the title, change the music itself and the duration, also go inside of here and change which items that you actually want to have in the photo itself. So I can choose that one, or if I don't want it, I can delete that one, or I can add it back in. Now search has also gotten better in photos, so I can hit this search button and type in dogs, and then it will go ahead and automatically find pictures and items inside of my photo library that are featuring dogs. So these are mostly going to be my dog Gadget and other dogs like Riley and some of my friends' dogs. And you'll be able to see all these different photos all into one area. So you can type in something like water, or type in if you're eating ice cream, a lot of pictures for some reason, and it'll go ahead and find those. So this is a quick and easy way to kind of find certain types of images very fast, especially if you have a lot of pictures on your phone. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to my favorite part, and I think most people's favorite part. This is going to be the new Messages application. Now the first thing you notice right off the bat is that on the bottom left hand side we have 3 options down here. So we're going to take a look at these. So the first one is going to be for the camera, and now you'll be able to actually hit that button and be able to see a live preview of what your camera is seeing. You can flip that and do a selfie. I'm not going to do that right now. You can take a picture and send that to whoever you're talking to, but also you can choose from different photos and videos that you already have stored on your phone. Now next to the camera application, you're going to find this heart that has like 2 fingers poking on the side of it. But this basically is going to be the section where it's very similar to what you find on the Apple Watch, where you can kind of tap or show your heartbeat and scribble to the person you want to send a message to. So I can say hi to Nate Diaz, one of my favorite UFC fighters, and I'll go ahead and send that to them. And I can just also do some taps if I wanted to. I can do a tap to hold to send them a heart. And if you tap over here, you'll see more options that you can do. I can do a force touch and be able to show that, and it's kind of cool. You can change all the different colors if you wanted to for that. And then to the right of that, you're gonna find this kind of App Store icon. This is basically where developers now have the opportunity to make apps for the Messages application. So this one is gonna be showing me GIFs. This one to the right, if I scroll over, is going to be able to allow me to send music from Apple Music directly into Messages, so people can check out a song and preview a song right from their Messages. So if I chose this song and I send it to that person, they'll be able to actually go ahead and press play and be able to go ahead and listen to that, which is pretty nice. Then if I slide over one more time, you get some of these kind of old school looking Apple icons. And so with these, I can go ahead and press this bomb one, and I can place it on something that I already sent that person, and boom, it kind of makes a stamp on that particular item in the message, and that person will actually see it. So I can do this for numerous things. I can place it pretty much anywhere on anything that I posted on these Messages applications so far. Now you can make these items full screen if you wanted to be able to scroll through them a little bit easier. You can also take a look at all of your apps that you have installed down here. So this is definitely only going to get better when developers start to make more and more apps for it. Now let me go ahead and show you the features that emoji lovers are going crazy over. Let me go ahead and start typing nice graduation and great pizza. I love me some pizza. Now I went ahead and typed that, and you notice that some of these things I can actually find emojis for, but that can definitely be a hassle. But if I go ahead and tap the emoji button, it will automatically take a look at those words that have emojis ready for them. And I can go ahead and tap on nice. I can go ahead and tap on graduation. I can tap on great if I wanted to, give me a thumbs up. And I can tap on pizza if I can actually tap on it, and boom, there you go. You're able to emojify what you're typing right there before you actually send it, which is pretty cool. And that can go ahead and send that on this way. Now another thing I want to show you is that once you actually type a message, you have some cool ways to actually deliver it. So I can press and hold this button right here, and I have options to send it as invisible ink, which will have the sender actually have to swipe over it to see what it is. A little gentle kind of like, it'll slide in there very slowly, very kind message, or a very kind of loud message where it actually, and kind of animates your screen there, and then how you doing with a slam. So if I send that one and tap on that button, if I can tap on it, fail, there it is. All right, it'll go ahead and slam that in the Messages itself. And so let me go ahead and do that again for you and try a different one. I'll try the invisible ink one, which is pretty cool. Send that one. And now I actually have to slide over the actual message. Really? Is that what I actually randomly typed? Then they'll actually have to slide over that. Oh my God, I did not plan that. And then it will do that itself. They can also do full screen animations too. So if I do that same press, I can go to screen, and now you have different things like you want to send somebody a happy birthday, you can do that. It'll send all those balloons on the screen. You can send like this club theme, confetti, and what else? We got fireworks. Then also you have this kind of shooting star, which is pretty cool. So let me go ahead and send that one. And now they'll take over the entire screen when they see this message. So this is actually really cool. And so as you can see, Messages is probably going to be the big hit of iOS 10 once it finally launches. And if you want to get a hold of iOS 10 early, you can actually join the beta. It's going to be starting in a few weeks. You can go to apple.com and check out information like that. Other than that, iOS 10 will be launching in the fall. And one other thing, like Safari itself hasn't really gotten a huge update in iOS 10 itself, but another browser that's actually pretty cool and actually the sponsor for this video is called Maxton. And it's a browser that is super fast, very quick, and also very cloud heavy, because you'll be able to sync over all your information from your history to your tabs on multiple different devices, because this browser is available on Macs, on PC, on iOS, and Android. So it has features like Ad Hunter, where you can remove all the ads from a web page. Not this ad though. I joke around. But also if you're using it on the desktop, you can actually do gestures with the mouse. So I can do a gesture to refresh the page or another gesture to actually open up a new tab. So that's very quick and very fun to use. And then it has a bunch of features like Magic Fill, which will allow you to quickly log in by storing your passwords and information within the browser and syncing that across all your different devices. And then the browser on your cell phone is super fast. And then also you can swipe from the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the screen to be able to go back and forth between the web pages that you have visited. And you can also adjust the brightness of the screen right within the app itself. And so I really like this browser, but the new news is that they're getting ready to launch a brand new browser called MX5. And so they launched a pre-register campaign on their website. So you can go ahead and register to be the first to get information and the first to be able to download this new browser. And they're also going to be doing reward giveaways for people who do register as well. So you definitely want to enter that. And so make sure you do go check out the website and the campaign. I'll leave that link down below in the description. All right, so those are all the top features that I wanted to show you of iOS 10. Of course, there are tons of more things and little tweaks and changes that are in iOS that I'll be uncovering here over the next couple weeks. So definitely stay tuned for more videos covering this new operating system and also everything else Apple is announcing. Make sure you do leave a comment down below what you think about iOS 10. Follow me on my social networks. All those links will be down below, and subscribe to me here on YouTube. And like always, I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.